Hi guys, it's Carisa. I just got back from my appointment today and things are always a surprise, I guess. Last time I had a follicle on my right ovary that was about a 14, and I believe one that was just over 11 on my left side. And that was with, I believe, one of the nurses. The woman I saw today, my understanding is that she is one of the doctors there, and she's very confident. She's great, and I trust her a lot. And I'm not saying that I don't trust the nurse, but I definitely got different information today, very different information. So my right ovary is tucked under or behind my uterus. Usually people have a hard time finding it, and it usually doesn't produce much. So it turns out that the nurse was just not reading it properly, because what sounds more realistic and what is likely to be actually true is that my right ovary has a follicle that is just under a 10. That sounds about right. And my left ovary has a follicle that's just under a 10. So now this to me is normal. My body, I just am very slow when it comes to my cycles. And my follicles are very, very, very slow. So normally I will get told, you'll probably be up to speed by this date, and it's almost always pushed back by a few days. And that's exactly what happened today. So I was told to come back Monday and that my IUI would most likely be on Wednesday. So that's fine with me. That's completely fine. I don't know. I'm just rolling with it. But one other thing that they do there that I haven't mentioned, which is really nice, is that they give us access to something called a portal through their website, where you can look up the details of your blood work, your appointment, the date and time of your future appointment, and what their instructions are for the week. They also, sometimes they'll ask me if I want to print out. Usually if they ask me, I'll just say no, because I can look it up if I need to, but I know the doctor always prints it automatically for me. And it's really nice because even though it's a little repetitive, it goes over all of the instructions for what I have to do until my next appointment. And so there's no real question on that. So it tells me everything I have to take and the dosage, and then it says when my appointment is, the date and time, and what they'll be doing then. Even though I know that a lot of times that stuff is all the same, it's just very helpful because, like I said before, I have this tendency, it might be my anxiety, I can't explain it, it might be just my overall stress over all of this trying to conceive business. But the information I need, it's kind of like math class in high school. I would only keep the information I needed until the test, or until I needed it, and then it was gone, just completely out of my mind. So like, I just don't want to even save. I don't want that to take up space in my brain, because it's just unnecessary stress and frustration. So that's kind of nice that they do that, but that's basically where we stand right now. The soft cups or instead cups are fantastic. I don't know why I was so foolish and never tried that before. And it was the kind of thing where it was like, it should be second nature. I should just have thought to do that, or should have done it the first time I heard about it. But it made a huge difference, and it makes me feel weirdly a lot more confident. So being that I'm really the only problem with our fertility, my husband has like a way more sperm than any man needs. I'm talking like 6 times more than what anybody needs. And that's why my brother-in-law, a whole bunch of people we know call him Big Sample. It's like their joke, because the few people like in our, like immediate family and, our circle of friends that knew about it, when we told them about, how much he had every time we had an IUI, for example, and then when they did the semen analysis at the new clinic, everybody would just like make a big deal, as if he has anything to do with that, you know, as if that's something that he's working real hard on, is producing that. You know, he's got to give that a lot of thought. So, and I just think, I wonder sometimes, when I was on Clomid, it was a much bigger issue. Now I don't really, I'm more realistic about it, but I wonder sometimes how much of a strain that is on most people's relationships. Like, I am the only one burdened by this, basically. I know financially it hits us both, sort of, but I also do all of our finances. So he doesn't even have to figure any of that out. It's basically just me making the appointments, going to the appointments, doing what they're telling me to do, taking the drugs, dealing with the side effects, you know, trying to manipulate my diet and my lifestyle. And, you know, all the pressure is on me, basically. And I told him that one day, and I think that it hadn't occurred to him, you know. I was just joking about, you know, one of my pill dosages being a pain, because my blood pressure medication will have to change if I conceive. I will have to go back on methyl-dopa, which you have to take 4 times a day. And that sounds like no big deal, but with all the other pills I have to take at certain points in the day, I have to set alarms. And then even if I've set the alarm and I take the pill, sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, did I just take the pill or not? Because it gets to be so repetitive that it's really frustrating. I almost have to, as I'm taking it, go, remember this, remember this, remember this. You're looking at that. And then when I question it, I'm like, yes, I took it because when I was taking it, I was looking at that vase or something. It's weird, but it gets to that point. So, wow, you guys must think I have the worst memory. It's really not that bad. I actually use that website, Lumosity, I believe, that advertises on YouTube, and memory is one of my strongest brain functions, actually. Problem solving, I'm not so good at. I must panic. But anyway, wow, I had so little to say, and here I've been talking all this time. But that's it. I've continued to get great messages from people. I just love it. I just love the feeling of community in this group that I did not feel before. I didn't want to let it in. I think I was scared to befriend other women on YouTube and have them get pregnant and leave me in the dust, just like everybody in my real life, you know? I mean, I can't go anywhere. If I go to a restaurant, the grocery store, my waitress, the checkout girl, they're pregnant, you know? And everywhere I go, people that I don't know, I feel like I'm just constantly exposed to other people who have what I want. And for the longest time, I was just so disgruntled about it. And now I feel like a warmth about all of this, you know. And again, I can blame it all I want on the Clomid, but maybe I am just in a better place mentally for all of this, because I truly did get to a point where it was like, I mean, if I saw a sonogram on one of my friends' Facebooks, it'd be like, that's awesome, but I'm hiding you now, you know, like that's the last I'm going to know about this pregnancy, and that's just not how I want to live. So that's where everything stands now. I will have another appointment on Monday. And now what's awesome about this, having just paid $500, like a bulk sum for all of my monitoring, I don't have to worry like, oh no, that's another appointment, that's another copay. You know, whereas before at my previous facility, it was like every time they said they wanted to see me again, I'm like, sure you want to see me again because you want me to pay you $50 again. Of course you want to. When really I kind of need it because my follicles lag, and, you know, obviously they don't want to push it out too far and wait too long, because if I respond, they don't want to miss anything. So, you know, nothing can be really done about that. So it's good, because now they can ask to see me however many times they want to, and I already paid $500. And frankly, the more times they ask to see me, the more worthwhile it was, because the less expensive each appointment becomes, I guess. I won't really have anything more for you until then. I might make some other videos. I don't know. I just am having so much fun with you guys. I really love all the messages I've received, private messages, responses to my videos. It's very encouraging, and I'm excited to be right there with you, with a lot of you. So I know I get all mushy at the end of my videos. It's like I just want to hug everybody. So, all right, that's it. I'm gonna stop blabbing and get to work now. I think that's what I'm doing is I'm avoiding having to work, but I have to. So, so that's it. Bye, guys.